wondering, why should I vote for Mayor Brown to be governor? Well, how about this? Mayor Brown just turned the city's budget from a deficit into a surplus and put $1,000 into the pocket of every citizen of this city. Now, before I sign the paperwork that will save the city, why don't you all take a look at my first campaign ad for governor?
Mayor Brown, the right choice for governor.
We're out of time. Must be something we can do. Does anybody have any ideas?
Well, I guess this is going to be a pretty sad documentary, huh?
Is he still filming?
I needed more footage, so I told him to keep it rolling.
Huh?
I can plug that into the video feed right up there. I just need a way to distract the guards.
I think we can take care of that.
He supports public safety.
All right, hurry up, people, focus! Let's go save those orphans!
Here's what Mayor Brown proudly has to say about protecting our natural resources.
You think I care about what the law says? Or about some endangered frog-mouthed turtle? Or some stupid park for families to have a picnic in? No! I care about power, you pinheads! Oh, boy. Nobody knows this turtle exists, and nobody ever will.
This is the world you are graduating into. This is what I want to talk about today with you for a few minutes. To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
My name is Lucy McLean, and I'm an active contributor to the well-being of my community. Repair skills. I enjoy participating in the Young Pipefitters Association, which keeps me active. Science skills. Obviously, mine are nothing compared to my dad's, but I always relish a challenge. Speech skills. My primary passion is teaching American history with a focus on ethics.
What's your name?
Lucifer.
Apple.
Exactly. The character of Lucifer is a derivative of the devil that we all know. The fallen angel, cast to hell and sent there to torture people. We're taking up the notion that he got bored of that and come to Los Angeles.
Your return to the underworld has been requested.
The 7th of never through to the 15th of ain't gonna happen. How does that work for you guys? One thing that we learn about Lucifer is that he can convince people to fess up their deepest, darkest desires. You're not marrying this human stain because you're actually in love with him, right?
God, no.
Best of luck with you crazy kids.
I also participate in gymnastics club.
With commanding views over the Sound of Mull, Duart Castle is the ancestral home of Clan Maclean. The castle became a Maclean stronghold in the 14th century, was besieged by Roundheads, served as a government barracks and eventually fell into ruin. But in 1911 the Macleans finally secured their family seat when the 16th chief bought back the castle. The Hunting Maclean is the oldest tartan for which there is documentary evidence. In 1587, Hector Maclean of Duart paid the few duty for lands on Islay with 60 ells of white, black and green cloth. A Scottish ell was just over 3 feet, about 37 inches, and was supposedly the measurement from the shoulder to the wrist via the elbow, with an inch or two added. The Macleans are one of the oldest Scottish clans, famed for their great fighting skills and for the bravery of their warriors. And while we've heard quite a lot about the battles fought against the English, the fact that Scottish clans worked with the English when it suited them isn't mentioned quite so much. When Elizabeth I of England went looking for mercenaries to fight for her in Ireland, the Macleans were obvious candidates for the job. It seems likely that Elizabeth hoped that the Maclean chief Lachlan Moore would encourage other clans to join him, but the Irish conflict dragged on, and whatever Maclean was offered and whatever he hoped to gain, he was never actually paid for his help. But the prospect of some money coming to Mull was restored when a survivor of the Spanish Armada was guided into Tobermory Bay. The ship had been blown off course and was spotted off Islay. The MacLeans guided it into harbour with the offer of fresh water. In the end, the Spanish ship was blown up, and there are endless suggestions as to who was responsible, from witches to a spy employed by Elizabeth who feared the Spanish were going to use the Western Isles as a foothold from which to attack England.
Fencing Team C, intermediate phys ed, and I dabble in riflery.
Well, President Trump made a rare Sunday appearance at a local church today. The president stood alongside Pastor David Platt at the McLean Bible Church in Vienna, Virginia. The pastor called on the congregation to pray for the president and his family. Tomorrow, President Trump and First Lady Melania will make an official state visit to London.
Though I'm not very good. In my personal time, I enjoy taking walks and watching movies with my dad. Gardening, also with my dad. I'm participating in my family book club. We're still trying to get my brother on board. He'll come around when he's ready.
Ma'am, please stay in your van.
Come on.
Hey, please get back into your van.
Can you please tell us what's going on? Every crossing's closed off for 20 miles.
Ma'am, for your safety, please get back into your van.
Not getting back in the vehicle. We need to know what's going on.
Come on down here,
Deer hunt.
Guys, get out of there. There's a train coming. Whoa, easy. Come on, we gotta go. Get out of here! Move it!
Get out of the way!
Well, it was very much in rush hour where these horses were suddenly seen galloping in central London. Now, London Ambulance Service say they first had a call about someone who'd been injured, who'd been thrown from a horse at around 8:30 this morning in Buckingham Palace Road, which is where I am now. Buckingham Palace is just behind me, and it was on this road where apparently someone was thrown from a horse, and that horse continued to gallop through central London. I'm in Victoria. It's one of the busiest parts of London, and unfortunately it's understood that these horses, there are a number, potentially 4 or 5, were hitting various, there was buses, cars, and unfortunately some people continued to be injured. Now, London Ambulance Service say shortly after the incident that took place here in Buckingham Palace Road, they also responded to reports that 2 further people had been injured. They were then also taken to hospital. And then again, there was another incident that took place around Chancery Lane, which is further east from here. And I think that really gives a sense of just how quickly these horses were galloping through the city. We had reports coming from Aldwych as well, and as far east as Limehouse as well. It really shows just how quickly they were moving. Now, where I'm standing now is where you can see there's a bus that's there. Now, there was a bus that was behind me in this bus stop, a tourist hop-on, hop-off bus. And unfortunately, what I'm hearing is that one of the horses crashed into the bus, and next to me on the floor, there was blood, there's glass, and there was a huge clean-up operation. Now, 4 people have been taken to hospital with a number of injuries. We don't know their condition, and we also don't know the state of the horses. One man I was speaking to, who described himself as a horse lover, was actually trying to calm one of the horses that was very much shaken by what had happened.
1206 to dispatch, over.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? We're not going to fit in that siding. That's what's wrong. 1206 to dispatch, over.
1206, are you in the siding yet?
What's your location?
No, we're not in the hole. We're not going to make it. Can't do it. Too much train. I'm going to need you to realign the switch so we can proceed to the next siding.
1206, you have to get off the main, over.
I understand that, but you got to understand this, so we're not going to fit.
1206, stand by.
That siding's a good 3,000 feet end to end.
Check your timetable, and it's going to tell you the siding's 4,111 feet, but that's signal to signal. In reality, it's more like 2,500 feet. You add those 5 cars that you picked up.
And we can fit.
No, we won't fit.
It comes from the foothills of the Great Cascades, a creation the world has never seen before. Introducing our new 777. Huge, astonishing, yet invitingly comfortable. It communicates in surprising ways and opens itself wide to be explored. Oh, it's more than a big foot forward. It's revolutionary. The 777, co-designed by the employee owners of United. Because we don't just work here.
My reproductive organs are intact, my hygiene well maintained, and yet I have been unable to find a suitable marriage partner. At least one I'm not related to, and we have rules about that.
Listen, I have kind of a pressing appointment, but I thought you might run into a roadblock, so I asked someone to drop by. Hello,
Mike?
sir?
Donald.
Mr. Trump here wrote The Art of the Deal. Then he wrote a new bestseller, The Art of the Comeback.
2 books.
Wow. It's an interesting redemption story for the most unredeemable character.
Davos. And so Trump World rolled into the World Economic Forum, and the presidential delegation steamrolled its way through the conference hall. From his arrival by helicopter to the dinner he had tonight with executives, European corporate executives, Davos has rarely seen anything the like before.
What's your message for everyone here, sir?
I mean, we always said he was going to do a victory lap, and this is as victorious as it gets, and enjoying every moment.
I think the feeling is mutual from the standpoint of liking each other a lot.
It was Theresa May. Wow. Now it is Benjamin Netanyahu. Can we listen in?
Very much. It's great to be with Prime Minister Netanyahu. We've developed a great relationship, both as countries, where I think it's never been stronger.
I've been doing Davoses for 15, 16 years. I've never seen a reaction quite like this.
America is the leader of the free world, and we need Donald Trump's leadership in many international issues.
We are very concerned that the United States will undermine the multilateral system of the WTO.
Growth in the U.S. economy, productivity in the U.S. economy, openness, trade, open mind, innovations. That's the solution for growth, and the U.S. needs to be the leader of the free world.
The receptivity that we've had and the United States has had being here has been incredible. Probably I can think of no other place or time where you'll have executives of this stature. Today's been a very exciting day, very great day, and great for our country. Thank you very much.
Flight 88, non-stop service to London. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
So
Sir, your briefcase needs to go in the overhead compartment.
No. I need it.
Mark? Mark!
Ma'am, I'm the air marshal. Calm down. If your husband is gone, maybe he just went.
We've got a problem. A passenger might be missing.
On Flight 88.
Did you ever get a feeling like there was someone around you?
Fear.
I should never got on this plane. It's not safe here.
Is non-stop.
Good luck with your bromies, guys. 7s. So you need to hit the next one, and if you get another 7 of diamonds, you will win. Wow! Wow, it's amazing! Hey, congratulations, Shark! You win the jackpot. Wow!
President Business, President of the Octan Corporation, and the world. Let's take extra care to follow the instructions or you'll be put to sleep. And don't forget Taco Tuesday's coming next week. That's the day every rule-following citizen gets a free taco and my love. This is President Business. Hello, hi, welcome to Taco Tuesday. Don't worry about this big black monolith thing that's blocking out the sun.
Oh boy, there were a lot of eyeballs on the eclipse today, certainly, hopefully shielded by some sort of protective equipment.
Right.
So then the Trump campaign was quick to capitalize on this captivating event.
What you need to worry about is this question that I'm about to ask you. Who wants a taco? Yeah, I know! Tacos, we're going crazy.
Today will not be known as Taco Tuesday. It will be known as Freedom Friday. But still on a Tuesday.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Fierceness had an okay start. He came away in the middle of the pack. Track Phantom will go to the early lead, and now John Velasquez gets Fierceness into the mix. Stronghold is there. Epic Ride goes up on the far outside. Just Steel is close up too as they race past the first time. And then comes Mystic Dan down on the inside of West Saratoga. Resilience is next. Then comes Society Man on the outside of Just a Touch, Catalytic along the rail. Nordic is next, saving all the ground into that turn. Then comes Catching Freedom, Domestic Product, Rambo the first. Then Japan's Forever Young down on the inside. Sierra Leone has 3 horses beaten. They are T.O. Password, Honor Marie, and Endlessly. So this important half mile coming up here. They run that first half in 46.63 seconds. Pace is even enough, not flying. Track Phantom the leader. Just Steel perched up on the outside second. Fierceness is third just outside of them. Then Stronghold, Mystic Dan to the inside, and Epic Ride 3 wide. West Saratoga in behind that group. Then Stronghold, he's got 7 lengths to make.
You focus in your most recent column on how President Trump's notions of the use of, the perils of nuclear weapons came to be. A lot of this goes back to his uncle.
His uncle John Trump, his father's brother, who was a physicist and an engineering professor at MIT. And President Trump routinely invokes John Trump's name whenever he recalls how his own, I don't know if I would call it a philosophy, his own thoughts about nukes have evolved. He's had this sort of healthy concern about nuclear proliferation and the potential of Armageddon. That's always balanced or offset, rather, by I think his own sort of machismo and his willingness to take on a fight. He highly personalizes these sorts of events, which I think is dangerous. He is more or less wildly ignorant about most foreign affairs, and that creates a fairly caustic mix in a moment like this. And we don't know if the stories he tells about his Uncle John are authentic or not, but he's been this touchstone going back until the 1980s. In series of interviews, Trump has always said, my uncle was a nuclear expert and he instilled in me this fear of war.
Mr. Hinky stand here accused of using the dark magic known as analytics. This here knucklehead has blasphemed against the ways of the old school.
This heretic would have me rest my players. I say, run them all.
I mean, this notion that losing leads to winning. I mean, come on.
This guy used his sorcery to force me to make bad trade and give him all my draft picks.
Well, I don't know about that, Ronnie.
These analytics fools would have you believe the Earth is round. Do you see a curve anywhere? I mean, I'm just asking questions.
And now, with the hot hand, Sir Evan Turner is going to light Iggy on fire from a mid-range distance. Commence the long two.
Not clutch.
You know, the guillotine's probably more efficient.
Man, shut up, witch. All right, let's try again to light the heretic on fire.
Not today, Luddite.
It's Barack Obama.
A tan horse, really?
That's right. It is I, Barack Obama, 44th President of the realm, defender of rational thought and the use of data to make informed...
Show us your birth certificate!
I'll be taking the numbers, man, with me.
Thanks, Obama. But where will we go?
To a place far away, where innovation and new ideas are welcome. The MIT Sloan Sports Analytics Conference.
I don't know if this is on your radar, but something weird happened at the Kentucky Derby on Saturday. I didn't see it. I had planned to watch the Derby, but I sneezed and missed the whole race. But interesting fact, the Kentucky Derby was started in 1875 so that white people could have a place to wear fun hats. True. So, but this was some finish. Not since La La Land won Best Picture at the Oscars has there been a more dramatic award presentation to the wrong winner. They declared a horse named Maximum Security the winner and then undeclared it.
Will Country House at 65 to 1 be the winner of the Kentucky Derby?
They disqualified him.
They did. So for the first time in the history of the Kentucky Derby, the horse that crossed the line first has been disqualified. Well, this is the moment that everybody will talk about forever in this Derby. As Maximum Security moves off that rail, comes out, impedes the path of War of Will, gets in the way of Long Range Toddy and Country House.
And well, butter my Seabiscuit. What a scandal that was, huh?
I said no one has to know what we do. His hands are in my hair, his clothes are in the room, and his voice is a familiar sound. Nothing lasts forever, but this is getting good now. He's so tall and handsome as hell. He's so bad, but he does it so well. And when we've had our very last kiss, my last request is...
It has been said through the ages, without sacrifice, there can be no victory. Two species at war. One flesh, one one metal. And now, two worlds colliding. Only one survives.
Hello, this is Nicholson1968. Hope you're doing well. This video was a no-brainer for me. Wow. I mean, it was like a setup right down my alley. So, the basis for this video was based on Taylor Swift's Are You Ready For It? And so, what I did was I watched the video, and I was going to try to do a breakdown of it. And you know what? I'm not going to spend all of my time doing that, and I don't want to subject you to it or whatever as far as, you know, step-by-step breaking it down. But what I did was, I took that video, which is telling you a story about ascending another way. It's about transhumanism and the old technology fading away of the alchemist magician that trying to discover the elixir, the philosopher's stone, to try to live forever another way. That was the old technology, the old alchemist, wizardry, that kind of thing. The new thing is technology, transhuman, trying to live another way. It's just repackaged. That's basically what the video, Are You Ready For It? And that's the other thing is the secret societies and the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, behind these videos. The lyrics are telling you a story which has nothing to do with the video. They're telling you two different stories at the same time. So some people are going to get it, some people are not. The majority are not going to get it. What I did was I just didn't want to just break that down for you. You know me, I try to take it a little step further. I blended it with Westworld, the TV show, which is a TV show about rich people that come into a world, Westworld, where there's a land full of AIs that look real, feel real. They get to pay $40,000 a day to interact in a Westworld, in an AI world, that they can have sex with the AI, they can shoot, kill them. There's do what thou will. You know, it goes back to Jay-Z, you know, Aleister Crowley, do what thou will.
Staring at the sunset, babe. Red lips and rosy cheeks. Say you'll see me again, even if it's just pretend.
You know, so there's no consequences for your actions. So I took that and mixed it with it, as well as Ghost in the Shell, which is another story, a movie with Scarlett Johansson that is telling you a story as well of where we're going. Is what do you think a ghost in the shell is? And those that take transhumanism in the future to upgrade yourself from your present human state, you will be a ghost in a shell. You will be controlled.
Basically, the horse didn't signal before merging and was disqualified. Good news is, horse doesn't care at all. Horse cares more about a sugar cube than this. And of course, after they got together and determined that maximum security obstructed the other horse's path, President Trump was on Twitter writing, "No obstruction, no collusion." The president really did weigh in on this. He wrote, the Kentucky Derby decision was not a good one. It was a rough and tumble race on a wet and sloppy track. Actually a beautiful thing to watch. Only in these days of political correctness could such an overturn occur. The best horse did not win the Kentucky Derby, not even close. He's right. The best horse didn't win. Now he knows how a lot of us felt in 2016. But
I'm going to vote blue. Vote for who you want. This is a free dictatorship.
With this single word, President Trump is setting off a firestorm, not just among his critics, but even among some in his own party who find his insult, horseface, indefensible.
A president who almost never backs down, standing by his attack on the appearance of porn star Stormy Daniels. After a judge dismissed Daniels' defamation lawsuit against the president, he triumphantly tweeted, "Great, now I can go after Horseface and her third-rate lawyer." Asked by the Associated Press whether going after a woman's looks is appropriate, the president responded simply, "You can take it any way you want." Even some of his allies aren't taking it well.
He's a street fighter, but he's also the president. And I just don't think this elevates him. I don't think it does anything good for the country.
Daniels, for her part, is firing back like she promised to do earlier this year.
I'm done. I'm done being bullied.
Now she's tweeting, "Game on, Tiny," slamming the president's, quote, hatred of women and lack of self-control on Twitter again. It's not clear if this will matter come the midterms, but no matter what, the president says he will not accept blame if Republicans lose the House. After all, he points out, he's not on the ballot. Over in the East Wing, it's not re-election, but a rapper in the spotlight. After this fake Melania Trump created real anger in the First Lady's office. Rapper T.I. tweeting just days after Kanye West's controversial Oval Office visit, "Dear 45, I ain't Kanye," along with video of a Melania Trump lookalike stripping off her clothes. The First Lady's spokeswoman, who first called for a boycott of the rapper, now calls the portrayal disrespectful and disgusting, adding, "These kinds of vulgar attacks only further the divisiveness and bias in our country. It needs to stop."
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things they simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Pick up, look back for Sierra Leone. He's still about 14 lengths behind as Track Phantom passes the half-mile pole with the lead, and Fierceness is moving now, and going right with him is Just Steel. The three of them across the track. Then Longshot Epic Ride, Mystic Dan toward the inside, Stronghold is next. Then Fierceness, Sierra Leone, and Forever Young still with work to do. Forever Young is starting to pick it up as they come toward the top of the stretch. It is Fierceness who's moving up on the outside of Track Phantom, and there on the far outside, here comes a run from Stronghold and Resilience, and Resilience has now moved up to take the lead.
Well, listen up! There is a storm coming! Like nothing you have ever seen! And not a one of you is prepared for it!
Stormy Daniels is facing backlash today for her gripping but graphic testimony at the Trump hush money trial.
Yesterday's testimony was so cringy and so tawdry and salacious to me.
Did she go too far? Divulging the explicit details of her alleged one-night stand with Trump.
It's legally irrelevant. It shouldn't have been in there.
Her testimony that she and Trump had unprotected sex and that he told her that he and Melania don't even sleep in the same room has many asking today,
"Oh, what's Melania thinking?"
Melania has been laying low since the trial began. She hasn't been seen at Trump's side in weeks. Stephanie Grisham served as Melania's chief of staff.
I'm sure she's still thinking about, you got yourself into this mess.
I'm certainly not going to stick around and walk beside you and support you as you try to get out of it.
We already know how Melania feels about Stormy. Back in 2018, she ranted about the porn star in a phone conversation secretly recorded by her close friend Stephanie Winston Wolkoff. It was right after Melania learned that Stormy had a photo shoot with legendary photographer Annie Leibovitz for Vogue magazine.
Annie Leibovitz at the porn hooker.
Many of you missed your prom, sporting events, and celebration with your friends, but you were quick to find new ways to stay connected and active while remaining focused on finishing your education. You proved to the entire world that you can set your mind to something important, push through and succeed, showing all of us that you, our next generation, already possess the
What do you mean she shot the porn hooker? Stormy. Shut the up. For what? For Vogue.
Stormy chose a conservative look for her day in court, a black sweater with her hair tied up in a messy bun. Sketch artist Christine Cornell was in the courtroom. This is how she drew Stormy. In this moment here, in the sketch, what are you trying to capture? What are you trying to depict?
Well, she was very animated, and she used her hands a lot.
I took Ghost in the Shell, Westworld, Taylor Swift's Are You Ready For It, and I remixed it. But before I play that for you, I want to go over something with you and show you something, how the elites communicate and how they portray a message to each other without writing anything down obvious or speaking. There's 3 versions of this CD. There's the standard, there's a special version volume 2. Notice that the numbers that are used in the special versions is 72. Now, anybody that's followed or seen any of my videos, I've told you that the pyramid on the back of your dollar bill is an uncompleted temple. Eye of Lucifer, Horus, whatever you want to say, on the back of your US dollar bill. So 72 is code word for 666. Depending on who you ask, they'll understand. And what I mean by that is 66 add a 6. The world teaches you 66 add a 6, you get 72. Ask someone in the know, Freemasonry, a 33rd degree Mason, ask him 66 add a 6. He'll tell you 666. He'll just add the 6. The statement is the same, the question is the same, 66 add a 6. But the way you're taught to look at it and perceive it, you get a whole different answer. So it's no accident that they've used 72 on her special versions of these other CDs, and it has to do with the temple. It has to do with what the very secret, the inner sanctum of Freemasonry is about. Building human temples, building a stairway to heaven another way other than the way we've been shown. And, you know, for you guys who think I'm grasping at straws and saying, Nicholson, you're just seeing what you want to see, I'm going to show you just a little quick example of why I'm telling you it's all around you. You just got to look for it, and they're telling you. And this is a perfect example. Remember the perfume commercial a couple of years ago with Julia Roberts? Notice she's walking into the room. She's in white. Everybody else is in black. There you go, the Masonic black and white. Everybody's connected from above. That's what the Freemasons are above. They want to disconnect from the Creator. They want to do it their way. They don't want to answer to a Creator. They want to break free. There you go, breaking free from that. And they want to, look, she's going up the stairs. She's ascending another way. She does not want to be like the rest of everybody else. That's what you just saw in a little quick perfume commercial right in front of your eyes that most don't see.
And they kind of fluttered around. She was somebody who could hardly sit still for a second. She was trying to engage the jury. She would say something and then she'd go.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
I don't know, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
The goal of a mass casualty event is to make order out of chaos. It will start with chaos and it will end in order. The question is how fast we can get order out of the chaos and how quickly we can get help to the people who need it.
From the moment that the bomb explodes to the moment that there's a stampede of people trying to escape. The smoke begins to clear, but the disaster is far from over. And emergency first responders ensures that if it does, they'll be prepared. Dale Tema, I-24 News.
Head fierceness is given way, coming by the 16 pole, and Mystic Dan is now come through on the inside. It is Mystic Dan down toward the inside with the lead in the final 16. Forever Young, Sierra Leone is coming. These three coming down to the wire. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's a photo of the Derby. Oh, it's a photo. Was it Mystic Dan or was it Sierra Leone? Forever Young was between them, catching freedom. Finish fourth, a photo finish to decide the 150th Kentucky Derby.
Another look, and it is Mystic Dan by a nose.
You know, like, you get me?
Today, Stormy's friend, fellow adult film actress Alana Evans, is coming to her defense.
And I think Stormy painting the full story, detail by detail, of what happened needed to be done.
What are you doing to Beast Boy?
He was eating a cash salad, and I refused to stand by and watch money being wasted.
Cash salad? Any good?
Not really. I just got some more money than I could spend, so I'm thinking up new ways to use it. Check it, boy. I bought a gold boat, bought a gold star, bought a gold bear, put him in a gold car, bought a gold fridge, filled it with some gold food, bought a gold me, I call him the gold dude. Up fast. This one is scratched out.
Yep. This is your boy.
You happy right now? I got something to say. Chuck, let him know. Let him know. Proud moment.
So what was your winning bid?
$9.
And let's see the signature. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm making that money, that pyramid mama money. I'm making money, that pyramid scheme money. Making that money, that pyramid mama money.
President Obama did more than give that speech in Cairo today. Along with some of his top staffers, he took in the sights of ancient Egypt, including the pyramids. The president visited the tomb of an Egyptian priest where a stone carving suddenly caught his eye because something looked familiar.
God. And actually,
that looks like me. Look at those ears.
And he was the
president's tour guide went on to beg to differ. He said he's always thought the president looked more like King Tut of ancient Egypt.
I'm making money, the pyramid scheme. I stack my money, brick by brick.
And during the game, President Biden posted his very first TikTok video in what's being called an attempt to reach younger voters, especially after last week's damaging special counsel comment about his age. Among the posts, this image with laser beam eyes. Stephen Fabian tells us what that's all about.
It's the cheeky message the Biden campaign posted moments after the Super Bowl ended. The president shooting laser beams from his eyes with the caption, "Just like we drew it up." So what does it mean? He was poking fun at that nutty MAGA conspiracy theory that the game was rigged by the Democrats. For weeks, right-wing conspiracies had the Chiefs winning, with Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift right afterwards and endorsing Joe Biden. The laser eyes also appeared in the president's first ever TikTok video.
Jason Kelce or Travis Kelce?
Mama Kelce. I understand she makes great chocolate chip cookies.
It's seen as an effort to connect with younger voters after last week's disastrous special counsel report that labeled the president an elderly man with a poor memory.
Morning, dear.
Hey, Nance, what a terrible dream. I am parched. That's better. I could use another one of those. That's one heck of a nurse.
Today, at a speech in D.C., Biden cracked wise about the uproar.
I know I don't look like it, but I've been around a while. I do remember that.
But the fallout keeps coming, even from left-leaning opinion columns in the New York Times urging him to step aside and ditch the stealth about his health. Meanwhile, Donald Trump and his allies are being cautioned today to chill out on bashing Taylor Swift.
I would just say to the MAGA people, you should be very careful attacking her, because this is someone who transcends parties. This is a person who could literally swing the election.
Ignoring that advice, Trump took a shot at Taylor anyway. There's no way she could endorse Crooked Joe and be disloyal to the man who made her so much money.
Check my gold fronts, I go lick. Need a new wallet cause my money don't fit. Bought a gold bond, I go tick, tick, tick.
She was there at the golf tournament in Lake Tahoe 18 years ago when Stormy met Trump.
I heard the man on the phone with her that crazy night. And I think the more details that come out about what happened, the more that people are able to really understand and believe the truth.
So, remember what I told you in the garden? They believe Lucifer freed them from the evil creator that is controlling us from above, and they want to break free. So, I hope you enjoy this video remix. It's a lot of little information, quick information in here that I remixed it for you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you share it for those out there that are still asleep. They don't get it. People are just, they're looking at other things and being distracted. But this is really the one game. And you better be ready for it. No pun intended.
You can't play God without being acquainted with the devil. The problem, Bernard, is that what you and I do is so complicated. We practice witchcraft. We speak the right words, and we create life itself out of chaos.
Are you ready for Are you ready for Are you ready for it?
And we create life itself out of chaos. And we create life itself
Are you ready for it?
out of chaos.
Are you ready for it?
One day the AIs are going to look back on us the same way we look at fossils.
Barack and I were raised with so many of the same values. Like, you work hard for what you want in life, that your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
My parents impressed on me the values that you work hard for what you want in life, that your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect, even if you don't know them and even if you don't agree with them.
That you treat people with respect. They taught and showed me values and morals in their daily life. That is a lesson that I continue to pass along to our son. And we need to pass those lessons on to the many generations to follow.
And Barack and I set out to build lives guided by these values and to pass them on to the next generation, because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Because we want our children in this nation to know that the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Making that money, that pyramid mama money. I'm making money, that pyramid scheme money. Making that money, that pyramid mama money. I'm making money, that pyramid scheme money.
This is the world you are graduating into. This is what I want to talk about today with you for a few minutes. To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
Happiness hit her like a train on a track. Coming towards her, stock still, no turning back. She hear around the corner and she hid under bed. She killed with kisses, then for honest she fled. With every bubble she sunk with her dream and washed it away down the kitchen sink. The dark days are over, the dark days are done. The hard days are coming, so you better run. Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father. Run for your children, for your sisters and brother. Leave out and loving behind. You can't carry it with you if you want to survive. The dark days are over, the dark days are done. Can you hear the horses? And here they come.
You said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Can you explain what you meant by that term then? Just explain, because it's really simple. You said you didn't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. What did you mean?
Well, let me ask you.
Do you think that people that fly commercial are demons?
Give me a chance to talk, sweetheart. I'll explain this to you. But it's a biblical thing. It's a spiritual thing. It doesn't have anything to do with people. People, I love people.
On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Interesting. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Oh well," she cried, "I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman." Sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up cozy in a curvature of silk and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work, and that night, as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken and revived. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bit me, heavens why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Jesus said,